Need your pressure washing supplies fast? PPW Express brings you top brands, always in stock, and a mobile app that lets you order in seconds. Enjoy same-day shipping on every order placed before 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Download the PPW Express app today.
Stand out with custom gear from DAB Marketing. No design fees, no minimum orders. Just premium sublimated shirts built for the service industry. Look professional, look sharp. Get your gear from DAB Marketing.
Good evening. Happy Thursday, everybody. Nancy, I'm here with Trudy, the host with the most, the queen of clean. Couple of things we want to announce to start off with. Kind of a bad announcement, but I got a buddy of mine. He's a fellow washer here in Alabama, probably about an hour away from me. His little boy is going through an AVM journey. His name's Connor Means. We got the GoFundMe link up there. If y'all would, guys, listen, this is one of the most precious things that a parent could have as a child, and having to go through something like this. I can't imagine what their hearts are feeling and everything. And I don't even think they're in Alabama. I think they had to go to another state and have all this stuff done. Not 100% sure on that, so don't hold me to that. But if y'all feel in y'all's heart to go over here, just hit the link and click on it and donate them some money. I know it says they're trying to raise $4,000, but I think we can make it more than that if everybody just chip in and help them out. The family's a good family. He's a good dude, man, and just hate to see little kids go through stuff like this. They don't deserve it. He don't need to be going through it, and he got his whole life ahead of him. But hey, things are looking up. Seen a post today that he is out of the bed. They got him moving around in a wheelchair out throughout the hospital, so that's a plus. So just keep the Means family in your prayers and your thoughts. And if you feel led, just go over there and just show some love to them. But tonight, on another note, we're going to talk some of the most touchiest stuff there is in our industry, and that is the paint issues that goes on in our industry, which there's no other person better to do this than Trudy herself. And I told her, I said, since the season started up, I think we need to hit this, and we need to hit it hard, because there's been several posts on Facebook where people have done sprayed and prayed, as we call it. And what happened? How do I fix this? How do I keep this from happening? Well, it's all going to happen here tonight, and you're going to get to know the ins and outs and the do's and don'ts of not turning somebody's house from blue to pink. And it's just not colors. So we're going to get into that. And so, Trudy, first of all, how did you wind up in the middle of all this?
So about 15 years ago, we ended up changing 2 houses, and we had the newest equipment. We went to education trainings. We had experience, and all of a sudden, so in 1 month, I would have had to pay $77,000 to repaint 2 houses. 77,000. Yeah, that's a lot. So we had to go to court. So I started digging in to figure out what happened, and I got no answers. I knew it wasn't anything we've done. We've washed for years. We don't nuke it. We didn't have the big gas roof pumps back then.
Right.
I mean, soft wash was a pump up and a garden hose. That's what we used. And then we got to the 12 volt. That was amazing. The 12 volt, just game changer. But we didn't use that. We downstream at 1%. And all of a sudden this started happening to us. We're like, what is happening? What's going on? This is nothing we did different. Like if we would have screwed up, if we would have had a soft wash and that house was 6%, we would have said, okay, my bad, we'll paint your house. But it wasn't anything we did different. So when we had this lawsuit come at us, I started digging in, and then I got evidence that I wasn't the only one. And I'm like, why is nobody in the industry doing anything about this? Why are they not asking questions. Why is nobody telling people about this? All these contractors thought that they did something wrong. And so from that day forward, I started testing paints and testing and trying to figure out what was going on. And it literally took me 13 years to get my hands on this pigment. And I spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of effort to figure out how to protect us from this happening. And it was crazy. It was what I came up with was insane at the end of the day. So I travel around, I educate, I talk to people about it. And there's a lot of things that you can look for. Like when you go to a house, you walk around the house, if the sunny side is lighter or discolored, natural elements are going to break this pigment down also.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned something today too. But most of the time, I mean, you can see right there. But I know a lot of people, they say, well, it's mainly just the blues or the grays or the dark colors or this and that. But you've got, I mean, you see right there, that is probably a painted surface. Looks like it may be a mauve looking color. So it's not dark color.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm not getting those images. That must be the dark spot right there by my name. But yeah, I've seen white, beige, tan, pink, purple. I've tested colors and chemicals, and just because the thing is everybody thinks it's blue, Sherwin-Williams organic, and none of that is correct. None of that's correct. I've had 2 other paint companies change on me. And I've had multiple colors change on me. And I have tested so many different cleaning chemicals that we use, Wet and Forget, whatever the other one. I mean, there's so many out there, and they all fail. There's one that doesn't fail, but there is one. But yes, see, this is how I test. I do go behind a bush or AC unit with straight SH. And I do it straight because the house that would have cost us $60,000 to repaint was such a light blue that when we left, it looked the same. The next morning after it dried, that's when the color change happened. So, I mean, you can go with downstream and spray a bit and then come back the next day. But in our industry, time's money. You don't want to be waiting around to see if you can do a job or not. So I test it with straight SH, and it'll change depending on weather. Spring, summer in Florida, it'll change within a minute. So usually what I do is I pull up to the driveway, put my truck in park, get out of the truck because I know that's going to happen. Then I hook up my water, and then when I go, I take my garden hose, hook up to the water, I get a pump up. Yes.
From the pizza place.
No. So should be here soon. Sorry. We're waiting on food. So when I bring my pump up when I grab my garden hose, and I hook up the water, I do a test spot, I go back, I pull out my high pressure hose, get my machine started, when I go back, I look. If it's changed, I rinse it, knock on the door, talk to the homeowner, educate the homeowner. If it hasn't changed, I rinse it and start washing. So.
But is it good to test in several different spots instead of just one?
Yes. So what I do is when I talk to the homeowner at painted houses, vinyl usually doesn't get repainted. Hardy board does, and they were in litigation because of the paint was fading too soon. But ask the homeowner, has anything been repainted? Test different colors, test the shutters, the ceiling on the patios, any trim, the body of the house, test everything. If one side's been repainted and not the other, I mean, that's a red flag to me, because it's like, why did they just paint the one side? Did it fade? So, like I said, natural elements will discolor the paint also.
And even if you have washed this house the previous year, would it still be a good idea to test it again?
I mean, if you talk to the homeowner and they haven't repainted or done anything, you're probably fine. if the chemical you use, we use 1% downstream. If the chemical you use is strong enough to kill the mildew, it's strong enough to change the paint.
Yep. I had a question there. Where'd it go?
Yep. Have you got many failures?
Have you
Yes.
got many failures? There it is.
Yeah. So we, after the two that changed, we got very cautious, and we, Shane actually did a 3-story beach house and tested the paint and then washed it. But on all 6 balconies, they just painted the ceiling of all the patios or decks. So that was $6,000 to repaint those 6 patios. But since I knew all the information, I spoke to the homeowner. She went half and half. So we paid 3, she paid 3. And she changed the paint. She changed the paint so it wouldn't do it again. But yeah, it's a good idea. Any area of the painter, just and ask the questions. Just ask the questions. I had one guy sent me a picture, and they did I guess in the hardy board the screws or nails came out, so they sanded it. They put the putty or whatever the heck that stuff. I'm not a contractor. I don't know.
Right.
I washed. Whatever they put in there. They sanded it and they touched up the paint to match. But when he washed the house, every spot that they touched it up had the pigment in it, and it looked like a giraffe. This house looked like a giraffe. It was so funny. So, yeah, it was hilarious. But it's scary, and it's not only houses. Like, I don't know, I can't see the pictures, but there's when you wash a roof, you can that SH will splash up on the house and change it. You can wash a roof and the paint run off and change the color of the deck. So it's anything painted. It's just not the house itself or the shutters or anything else. It can be any surface is painted.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, because your house wash typically here anywhere from $400 to $600-700 just for the house.
Mm-hmm.
You go to paint it, it's going to cost you $5,000 to $6,000 to $10,000 to paint it. So it's not worth it.
No.
And I know what a lot of people are probably going to say. Well, that's what I got insurance for.
Oh, but do they? Do they?
We finna get into that too, but
we are. We're going to get into that.
A lot of people think it's because they got this insurance policy that it's going to cover the paint failure too. Yeah. And you have been in the middle of that. You've asked people. We've had Connie at the Panhandle Expo, and she's probably going to be there again this year. She's been there the last 2 years. Her company has. So, I mean, the people's there to ask that's in place for you to ask these questions. So, why take that chance and just say, well, screw it. I'm just going to run out here and wash this house and make me a quick $600. Right. And the next day or before you even leave, you're like, taking pictures, putting them on Facebook, like, what I do, what happened.
And not only that, I mean, if you got the mentality that, oh, I've got insurance, that's what that's for. But if you wash a house in a neighborhood and you change that house, those neighbors are not calling you to wash their house. Mm-hmm. They're not going to call you. It doesn't matter if you got insurance or not. You're not going to wash anything in that neighborhood because that neighbor's going to tell everybody. They can see it.
Unless they want a house painted.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So Darren said, to be clear, if it's outside paint, shouldn't fail if it's good paint. Nope. This pigment, it's not a paint issue. It is a pigment issue. This pigment can be put in any paint. That a $5 million house that we changed 15 years ago, which is probably it's way more money now, but that would have cost me $60,000 to repaint, and that had top of the line paint on it. It wasn't any cheap paint. It wasn't watered down paint. The other one that was $17,000 to paint, it had good paint. It had duration, I believe it was. Sherwin-Williams outside paint, exterior paint. It was one of the top ones. I don't know if it's Duration, but it's one of those. I can't remember. It's so long ago. But I mean, it was top of the line paint. It was not anything a Walmart paint that you put on the house. It was good paint. And another thing, they say Sherwin-Williams. Now, I've had two other paint brands change on me, and Sherwin-Williams is going to be the most prominent paint that's going to change, because if you have a subdivision with 100 houses in it, 90 of those houses are going to have Sherwin-Williams. That
Yep.
is the most recognized, most used paint manufacturer in the country, if not the world. And so they're used more by painters, and it's going to change more. But I did have two other brands paint change on me. Good Lord, I can't talk. But yeah, so back to the insurance. I had a local guy. He called me freaking out, and not gonna say anything bad, but every time I brought it up, he was a naysayer, like, oh, it's because it wasn't washed, it wasn't prepped, you didn't pre-wet, you didn't do this. And I'm like, but we know how to wash. We did it for years. But then it happened to him. But not only did the paint on the house change, he ruined the stain on the deck. Now his insurance paid for the deck because he was not hired to wash the deck. So that was an accident. But they would not pay to repaint the house because he was negligent. And now for me, I'm thinking, if I'm washing a house and there's a stained deck there, I'm going to do everything I can to keep that deck wet and keep it safe, and and just normally wash the house. So for me, it was opposite, but that's how the insurance works. So they would not pay for him. He had to pay to repaint that house.
Do you think if you had a stained deck or a painted deck, could you neutralize it first?
I haven't messed too much with the stains. I'm going to.
And just keep it wet.
I would keep. I mean, if you're washing houses 1%, soak that wood down. It shouldn't affect it, and I would definitely neutralize after 100%. But I haven't. I'm going to start digging more into the stains because I've got all the time in the world to do that. But I'm going to start testing the stains and seeing what they could do, because I've had a bunch of guys come and ask me about stains, and I'm like, you know what? I've been focusing on the paint, not the stains.
Yep. Might be something you may be finna uncover something else.
Oh, good Lord.
But another question. If
you
get these neighborhoods and they got these cookie cutter houses and they're 3 foot apart.
Yep.
But you're washing the right hand house, the house over here. Would it not be a good idea just to knock on the door of this and on the left and ask them people, tell them what you're doing over here, and say, I'm just going to test your house because I'm washing this, and I don't need nothing to come over here and get on your property and damage your house.
Yeah. So I always, you've seen our property, they're 5 foot apart in between. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all they got. You can be washing your dishes and watch somebody brush their teeth. That's how close they are. I always, when I work in that kind of environment, I always knock on the door and I ask them, say, hey, I'm going to be pressure washing here. There's going to be overspray. If you don't want your car to get water spots, you might want to move it. You just do that. You think about your surroundings, and every neighbor, the one to the back, the two sides, because if that wind's going, you're going to carry that bleach somewhere. Yeah, exactly. You don't know when a gust of wind's going to come and take everything. You wash the house 3 houses down, you don't know. But yeah, always do that. I mean, it's going to come back on you no matter what happens. You can't blame Mother Nature. You can't blame the paint company. Can't blame the paint manufacturer, the builder, the painter, or anything. It's you. You're the last person to be at that house or the neighbor's house.
We got a couple of, we got Sherwin-Williams paint. We got Behr. You got PPG. Lowe's, I don't know what their top of their line of Lowe's paint is, but.
Isn't it Benjamin Moore?
Well, you got Benjamin Moore paint too.
Yeah.
Have you pretty much tested every one of these?
I have gone I mean, I pretty much tested the contractor paint because I mean, if a homeowner paints their house and it changes and it's on the homeowner, I mean, who knows what they do? I mean, it's still going to be your responsibility. You're liable.
Right.
But I went and went to what the contractors were using, and hey, get water, honey. Sorry, grandbaby here. Here, fridge. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I went in there and said, what did the contractors use, to build, the builders or whatever, and I got their paints, and then I went in and said, what do they use to clean this? What do they use to do this? And
You couldn't answer, you
I
couldn't.
took that. 15 years I've been testing paints and chemicals, and it's 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 just been not a passion of mine. It's just been it's like I want to make sure that us contractors are taken care of. The cups are up there, honey.
Yeah,
Up there.
let me drink out of this.
Okay. Papa might get mad. Put it down. Okay, sorry. Grandbaby weekend. We're camping. So back to it. So yeah, so I mean I asked the questions. I talked to the people that were selling the paint. What do you recommend to do this? And I did go to a Sherwin-Williams and I dressed up in my human clothes. And I didn't take a wrap truck. And I went up there and I said, I've got a house and HOA's going to find me if I don't get it clean. But I've had 3 contractors come and they won't touch my house because it's got this paint that changes. And when I said that, I had 2 guys run out of the office and said, oh, they washed it, they tested it wrong, they did this wrong. And I'm just like, no, they only used like 1% on it. And my head was going to explode because I knew, and they were just trying to BS me. I knew, and I knew they knew, but they
Yeah.
were trying to BS me. And so I said, well, what do you recommend cleaning it with? And they used the green, simple green siding and house wash or roof wash.
Yeah.
And so I used it, and I used it as directed, and it really didn't get rid of the mildew because it's a
not.
cleaner. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't have any bleach on it. But then I poured it on there straight because as a contractor, get the cups up there, honey. This mouse. This okay, that's fine. Anyway, so what do you do when you come to a stain and you use as directed and it doesn't work? What do most contractors do?
Put more
Oh,
on
let's
it.
go hotter. Let's go hotter. Let's go hotter and see what it does. So
Juice and then
so then I did that. I put it on straight and it changed the paint. Even though it didn't have bleach in it, it still changed it. So I go back in there and I've got my Panhandle shirt. I got instructor on the back. I'm bringing this board and I'm talking to this lady and I'm like, hey, you sold me this product to use. I said, actually, I go around the country teaching and educating contractors how not to change the color of houses. And I said, I'm an instructor. And she said, is that really necessary? And I'm like, yeah. Because if you don't want to change the color of the house, yes, you need to be educated. You can't go in there willy nilly and do whatever you want. So they and she's like, okay. And I said, well, this. And she goes, can I take a picture? I said, yes. And she took a picture and then she called corporate. And she said, well, it's because of this and that. And I'm like, no, it's not because of this. I said, I've been dealing with this at this point. It was 13 years, I think, or 12 years. And I said, Miles, shut that, please. And I said, I've been testing this for years, chemicals and everything. I said, it is nothing the contractor's doing. And so they actually physically brought me out the pigment, the magenta R3 pigment, and brought it out. I swear I was a 5-year-old on Christmas. I was so excited. I took pictures and I had so much information and I was so happy. So I took that home and found out so much more information than I had prior. I kept hitting walls and they weren't giving me any information. They were denying it because you know what? The painters make more money. The paint stores make money. The paint manufacturers make money.
Mm-hmm.
We lose money.
Yep.
We don't make money. We lose it. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey the last 15 years to learn about all this stuff. It's been great. And
It sounds like it's been real interesting. And Michael Berry is like, would it just be around beach areas because of the salt in the air? or anywhere in general. That would be anywhere in general. And I think
Anyway,
what just happened, the reason I told Trudy we need to hit this is because I think there's done been 3 posts this week put out.
just this week, 3, and I've had more. I've had more.
And this is, I mean, we're not even a good month in the cleaning, and the year starting off.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think these guys wasn't even in one. I know one of them wasn't even in Florida. I don't even know where he was at, but I know he wasn't in Florida. He wasn't around the beach.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not just in beachy areas or saltwater areas or that climate. It's anywhere. If you go up to a house and it's got paint on it, test that paint, regardless. No, even if the homeowner, man, this thing's been painted for 20 years, test it. I mean, it's going to save you time. It's going to save you money.
And so when I got all these numbers from this pigment, I was so excited. And so I went in there and I found out, I got the SDS sheet. And before getting this, I tracked this back, that White House, the white one. I don't know if I can't see what Alana's got up, but the White House, that was sent to me by another washer who's now a vendor, very prominent in the industry. That was one of his jobs. And that was in 2005. So when I got the SDS sheets, I mean, I've been tracking it. I was like, how far, talking to these contractors, how far back does this go? And when I got the SDS sheet, it was started manufactured in 2005 and is continued to be manufactured today.
Mm.
And I called corporate. Once again, I was a contractor this time. I said, I've been hired to wash this roof, and I test the paint and make sure everything's good. And I said, but when I tested the paint, it's changing color. I said, how do you recommend that I wash this roof without ruining the house? And they told me to wrap the house in Visqueen, wrap the house in plastic to wash the roof.
Okay.
So I'm like, it's a 3-story beach house. And how much Visqueen would I need to do this job? I'm just asking. I mean, it's going to, the plastic and the time and the lid, everything I would have to rent to wrap this house would be more than the roof job.
Darren, if you go out and you test the house, my friend, and it fails, you can walk away from it. But I would inform the homeowner that
Yes,
the chemicals you use, or how you want to word it, you put on our house to kill all the mildew and stuff on it. Change their house. Now there is stuff out there you can use, but
one so far.
your $600 house wash done jump to $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
But
So I would
downstream this product, and we're going to get into that just here in just a little bit. But test. I mean, like George said, test everything.
Yeah. So I would educate the homeowner first and tell them you wash to the industry standard, and every contractor they're going to hire to wash this house is going to use that process. Not everybody, 99.9% of them are going to use the industry standard that we are used to doing. So educate the homeowner. Tell them, I've been on the phone. You guys can call me, say, hey, I'm at this house, the house changed. I don't know how to explain it. PM me. I'll give you my cell number. Call me. I'll talk to the homeowner. I don't care. I don't mind doing that. I've done that several times. Talk so many contractors off the ledge because they're in their truck freaking out. And sometimes it's not even a thing. Hardy board. So hardy board is a concrete based substrate. So like when you pre-treat a driveway, you see it's going to dry quicker in different areas. It's going to do the same on hardy board. So when you see the streaks, you see the patches, that area is just not dry. So wait till it dries and go back and look. Then if the color changes, then you got problems. But if not, then it's probably just, uneven drying time. So don't panic on everything. Just be mindful of what you're surrounding, your substrates, and figure out what you're using and what you're doing. But anybody can message me anytime. I'll give you my cell. It'd be good.
So just to kind of recap over that first part we just went
Miles,
over.
please tell them to hush.
You
Okay, sorry.
a pump up sprayer, a bottle sprayer,
Mhm.
anything behind a bush,
Yeah.
a tree, the air conditioning unit, anything to test is the way to do it. And I do mine 100%.
Yeah, I do too.
It's straight.
It's quicker.
And one of my boys actually said, "Well, why are you putting it on there straight for?" I said, "Because if this don't change it, what we're going to wash this house with ain't going to change it."
Mm-hmm.
You know. And if it
And
changes, we don't want to even fool it. We're going to have to go
Right.
back and talk to them and tell them and
Yeah.
educate them and all that stuff. But it's just safer just to test, and because your insurance, you may call them and you may get lucky. They may say, "Yeah, we'll pay to have it painted."
Well, only if you got errors and admissions.
Only if you got what?
Errors and admissions in your insurance contract. Connie Phillips knows all about that. We need to have her on one night. But so I had a guy use a Q-tip and try to test it, and it didn't do anything. And then when he washed it, it changed. So I don't know if that Q-tip absorbed more. I don't know why
Probably did.
yeah. I don't know why if he didn't get enough on there, which is weird. But you know, just a pump up. Everybody's got, I mean, if you're a washer, a contractor, you got a pump up on your truck. If not, get one. You know, it's handy to have. I tell you what, sometimes I downstream and there's one really dirty patch, and I'm like, do I really want to pull my soft wash out for this? Nope, I'll just fill up the pump up and do it. So and you know, not only paint's having the issue right now. I've had several, actually it happened to us in our wash company. We're washing a house and the other company was washing a roof. It was a metal roof, but it was coated, but they're not coating the underside. So when you wash the house or you wash the roof, it's sorry, can't think. It's etching all the metal underneath, like when you under the eaves. And we've had a customers like, what can you do to fix this? And we're like, either replace the whole panel or find some kind of paint that's going to cover it and look, you know, blend it in. So,
Yeah.
I mean, be mindful of what you're doing and what happened. I mean, what you've washed years ago, like if you wash the house with copper gutters and it's been fine, the copper gutters today are made with some other different,
No, it's this hard.
some different process or different, you know,
This side.
metals or different way, because I mean, they can literally change and ruin your life. So not only paints, just everything. If you know, after COVID, we lost a lot of chemicals, or I don't know, chemical, I can't think of the word now, but it's something they put in. And then they couldn't make the same thing the same way as they could. So they had to improvise and change it just to get the product out there. So make sure no matter what you're doing, just test everything. It could save your business. You know how many
5,
people
10
have gone
minutes.
out of business?
5,
what?
10 minutes. Just 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh,
Good.
are you answering
No.
somebody?
No, that's
Oh.
all it takes. 5 to 10
Oh,
minutes.
okay. I'm like, are you answering somebody? I don't see a question. Yeah, no, yeah, that's all it, well, it depends on the weather. Chlorine works is best between 70 and 90 degrees. If you're in 40-degree weather, it could take 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, you know, make sure, I mean, there's little tidbits of information that not a lot of people know. Like I got accused of selling watered down chlorine. I'm like, what are you talking about? We use the chlorine in our wash company. I'm not going to dilute it and screw myself out of a good job, you know? So, and it was like 45 degrees. I'm like, it's cold. You have to be patient. Like the chlorine's got to warm up and work its way
Yeah.
to, you know, kill the mildew. It's got to do its job, but it takes longer. Like, I don't know, when I go washing when it's cold, it takes me a little bit longer to get moving too.
Me too. But on that note, if you got a hot box, could you run
Yes.
hot water and then it boosts it up?
Yes, it does. It does amplify, warm it up and get it moving.
But you want to make sure that chemical injector is at the backside of that hot box and not the front side.
Yeah. So we put ours at the hose reel, so
Right.
we're good.
Make
Yeah.
sure it's at the hose
Yeah.
reel, not at the pressure washer.
Exactly.
So
So,
we cover tested. We know the
Yeah.
test.
yep,
We know it's just not blues.
right.
So now,
It's
if I
not just
call
Sherwin
you,
Williams either.
and not just Sherman Williams, if I call you, say, Miss Trudy, I tested a house, it failed. I can't use chlorine or sodium hydrochloride to clean it with. What have you got to clean this house with that's going to remove all the organic matter off of it?
So the only chemical that I have found right now, I've got more in the works. I'm testing, but I'm having a hard time because every time I have time to test, we get 35 degrees in Florida, and I can't test it because I want to make sure I have the optimal temperature and the right setting to test this product, because I don't want to say it failed when it didn't fail because of the chemical. It failed because of the temperature.
Right.
So I'm waiting for it to warm up a little bit to test that. So, so far right now, the only chemical that I have successfully or tested that was successful is the Green Ox Renew, which is a hydrogen peroxide based product. You can use a pump up sprayer to apply it, but it pressurizes itself. It's hydrogen peroxide. So like when you have a boo-boo on your finger and you put the hydrogen peroxide and it bubbles up, right? It's pressurizing. So when you put it in a pump up and you're not continually spraying, make sure you take off the cap, make sure it gets air, because it's going to keep pressurizing itself and it can blow up a pump up. So, not saying it's not a dangerous product, but this is how it reacts. This is how it works. So, make sure-
Walkie-talkies.
yeah, outside.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on, walkie-talkie's going by.
So that's
Hello.
that's A and B product, right? You take
Right.
A, mix it in with B.
Yes. So
The
once you
little
put the activator in it, then it's
Activate.
gonna, yes. So
Guys,
separate
you
it's fine.
do not get it on you.
No. Mm-mm.
It will
No, that
burn.
burnt. Your
crap
fingers
out
will
of
turn white. But with any chemical, I mean, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I just don't want you to call me and say, hey, you sold me this product and the pump up blew up in my face. Shh, guys.
It's locked.
It's not locked down. 1 second. Anthony talks.
But anyway, it
Yeah, right here.
you just you mix the two products together if you never used the Green Ox Renewal, and it's an amazing product. I've never washed a house with it, but I have cleaned PTO roofs with it and other stuff, and it works fabulous. And it's a good product. But when
Yes.
you go buying it to wash a 1,500 square foot house, you're gonna need how many buckets?
So straight, which if it's not too bad, and some, when I go wash a house, if it's got the paint on it that has the pigment issue, and the body of the house is not dirty. I mean, it's dirty, but it's not mildewy. I could use soapy water on the house and just get rid of the dust because that's what cleans it. And then while it's wet, you can do the eaves and the trim with the Green Ox. So you're not using the whole product on the whole house, because you don't need to put Green Ox on the body of the house if there's no organic matter growing on it. So you could save money that way. And if it's not too bad, I've diluted it 50-50 and it works. It just takes a longer dwell time.
So I just think to go out there, spray it on there, and come back around and rinse it off.
Yeah.
It's a kind of slower process. So if you're in
Yeah.
a really big hurry, you might want to save it for another day when you got more time, instead of having
Right.
3 or 4 houses lined up you're going to wash that day.
Yeah. I mean, it works really quick straight, but if you're trying to save a little bit of money or it's not that bad, when you dilute it, it's just going to take a little bit longer. And anyway, back to the safety thing. I mean, it's not a dangerous product. I don't want to put it across that. I just want to make sure you guys are safe out there using any chemical. I mean, I wouldn't go out there and use a caustic and got caustic beads. Let me put my bare hands in there. Let's play with it a little bit. You just don't do that. So when you with any chemical, any kind of acids or any kind of cleaner, make sure you protect yourself and know what you're using. And that's why I tell people about it pressurizing itself, because I've seen videos of like, oh, my pump up just blew up in the yard. What would happen if you were holding that? If you were it within your hand, what could happen to you physically? There's a lot of contractors that get hurt. I mean, already in the season, have you seen the guy that cut his lip open? There was a guy that fell off the roof and he's broken his body parts, and it's not an industry for the lighthearted. You guys have to make sure you're aware of your surroundings and what you're using. I'm not telling you what to use and what not to use. Just make sure you know how to use them and protect yourself so you don't get hurt. So I'm not trying to scare you guys not to use it. It's the only product that I found that is safe on this pigment. But just be safe using it. And if you got questions, I can answer them. I mean, I'm very familiar with the product. I've been testing it every year. And it works great. It works great. It works great on wood. It's an EPA safer product, so you can use it over waterways, is what they told me at the. So I mean, they got the paperwork to use it. Just
Can
be
you
safe
get that
using any
55
product.
gallons?
I have drop shipped so many 55 gallons. I do not know. I'm here at a campsite, Yogi Bear Campground, with the grandbabies, if you didn't hear all the ruckus. But it's going to be way cheaper to do that for you. I can get you a price. So Michael, if you want to PM me, I can get you a price tomorrow. I'll be here, but I got my ways to get you answers. But it's a great product to use. And if people are worried about using bleach, they don't want to use bleach, because you got those customers that tell you how to do your job. But if they don't want it for whatever reason, this is a great alternative. It's a great alternative. And no, I do not make any money by promoting this. I just know this
No,
is
we
the
don't.
no. This is the product that I have found that works. And I keep testing products. And if there's one that we can downstream that works, oh, I'll be pushing that out there too, just to let you know what works. It's so let's go back to the pigment again. So we went over Sherwin-Williams. It's not all Sherwin-Williams, right?
Right.
It's not all blue. So what's the next one they say is organic pigment?
Yep.
So when I got my hands on this pigment and I came home skipping and all happy and gay and so excited that I got this thing, and my husband's looking at me like I just lost my mind. I'm just like, how long I've waited for this stuff, and he's just, he almost Baker acted me. I'm just saying, that's how happy I was. He almost called 911 and say, she's lost her mind, take her. But when I got the SDS sheets and I pulled up the product number, everything, it pulled up as an interior primer colorant. That is what the pigment is. It's not organic. There was no organics on there at all. It was interior primer colorant. And this is what this paint store told me they put in that paint. So, with that being said, and I specify that this paint store manager told me, because I have called both manufacturers. There's one in Canada, one in Mexico. Obviously, they're not telling me anything. I don't have lawyers that can fight any paint manufacturer. So this is what I have been told. To prove it is a whole different story. It took me 12 years to get the pigment in my hand. So it might be way longer to get more information. But being one person, a small business owner, I don't have the funds to go after this pigment manufacturer to get the proof. So I play my cards right. I ask questions nicely, and I try to get as much information that I have. I compile this information and I use it. I reword it to try and get more information, because that's what you have to do.
Yep. I mean, you just can't go in there with guns blazing. If you do, you're not going to get nowhere.
Oh no, I'll get sued. I'll get sued. I mean, I've already lost enough money this year. I don't need to lose any more. But you know, I'm just trying to protect the contractor. I mean, I've been in the industry, in the washing industry for over 20 years. I washed full time pulling a 16-foot trailer for 16 years. I mean, you've seen my trailer. And you know, I pulled the trailer because I'm 5 foot tall. I can't reach the back of a truck skid. I can't even reach to turn the motor on. And if I open the tailgate, then I can't reach it still because tailgate's in my way. So I got a lot of short people problems, but that's why I pull the trailer, because I can't reach. But I continue to dig into this. I will continue to widen my testing, like into stains and everything. There's just so many variables to paints and stains. It is mind blowing, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy. But when your heart and your mind is set on something, and something to protect the industry you love, you just keep doing it. You have to. I mean, I could have gave up. I could have said, well, whatever.
Yeah.
To each his own. I don't have to tell them about anything. But when our company changed these two houses, I think it was like a week and a half apart. And as a homeowner, I'm sitting there thinking, I paid this company to clean my biggest investment because I wanted it to look better.
Yeah.
And I come home and it looks like a giraffe. You know, I mean, as a homeowner, your heart just sinks. And I lost so much sleep over this. Just because I'm just like, was it me? What did I do? And I had to find out. And it wasn't me. It wasn't anything I did. It was big companies that can do whatever they want, and we have to pay the price.
True that. But it just all comes down to one word. Test.
Yes. Protect yourself. Protect yourself.
Protect yourself. I mean, it's not just paint. I mean, we still got a few minutes, but we can cover some property protection.
Yeah.
I mean, your plugs on the outside, even if they are GFI plugs, tape them up where no water get in behind them. Because it's not the water. It ain't the water that shorts them out. It's the chlorine or the bleach.
You know what I heard? I heard, oh, well, they're outside. They're made to get wet. I mean, yeah, they're made to get wet, but
They're made to get wet.
I don't see chlorine flying from the sky. Do you? Oh, that looks like a chlorine cloud. We better be careful.
But what's chlorine made out of?
It is electrified salt.
What happens? You throw salt in an electrical outlet.
Oh, yeah. It is flammable.
It's going to cause a conduction, and it's going to cause a shorting out. So, I mean, that's just stuff. I mean, you know, cameras. I washed a house, $700 house wash for a guy. Didn't even touch his camera, just got mist on it.
Yeah.
The camera up, I didn't think nothing about it. And it was out of the way. And the one that got blasted still works to this day. The one that just got a little mist on it went out. He calls me. He says, well, when I knew it before I even left, I said, well, let's see if it dries out and let it dry out. He said, maybe it'll dry out and it'll work. Well, it didn't dry out. Well, it dried out, but it didn't work. Calls me. He says, camera going to cost $350. So, time I paid for the camera, I went in the hole that day.
Yep.
Lost. Simply because I didn't cover the camera up. So, Ring doorbells, cover them up, or they got two little screws on the bottom of them. You can just take the little screws out, but make sure you put the people's doorbells back on their houses. So.
Yeah. Don't forget that. Go home and you got 3 doorbells on your truck. So we've got a question. Is it mostly repainted items or some factory paint? It's both.
Nope. Both.
It is both. Like I said earlier, Sherwin-Williams and James Hardie Corporation was in litigation because the paint, they were pre-painting their Hardie boards prior to selling. and they were fading out by natural elements. And then we've got out here, unfortunately, the one word these wild renegades use instead of test is just splash and dash. Yep, there's splash and dash, spray and play, and blow and go. That's just whatever one you use. So
Are
not
you on
to,
your, you on your laptop?
no, I'm on my phone. So not to mention homeowners replacing exterior plugs with inside plugs to save a buck or two. That's true.
Yep.
And then he said I cover ring doorbells with
Plug.
latex gloves.
Plug. That's you can use that. Shower caps
Mm-hmm.
are good to use, and even Jeremiah for ceiling fans, he's took a plastic garbage can lid. If
Yes.
he's fucking on lead, cut a slit in it, cut a hole, probably an inch hole in the center of
Yep.
it, and slides it up over the top of the ceiling fan to keep water from getting in the top of the ceiling. Was the most amazing idea that somebody's ever come up with. We're gonna make them. We're gonna sell them. We're gonna steal his idea, Trudy. We're gonna put
All
them
right.
in the store.
We will. We'll do that. We'll do that. We're
And,
we're in the business of stealing people's ideas.
Everybody else does it.
Oh, it be nice. Anyway,
But crop protection,
Yeah.
paint issues it's that time of year.
it is. And to
make
be
sure
this early into it, and Facebook is already blowing up with people changing paints, is insane. I mean, I don't know who hasn't heard me talk about this. I don't know, but I'm on it all the time. There's an industry paint issues group. There's two, but mine's the biggest one.
Right.
The other one, I don't know. I don't know if they're still active, but look for me. I'm in there. I change it. If I see a new color, I'll post it. If you got questions, tag me in it. I'll answer. And there's just so much we're liable for out in the field being washing contractors. So much. And if you were hiring somebody to do your house, would you, or anything in your house, would you want to go to a doctor or a dentist and just take the cheapest one that didn't know anything? Or would you want them to be able to take care of you and take care of your needs and do it correctly, professionally, with the education and knowledge that you would expect them to have? So educate yourself, guys. I mean, it's simple. We host a free event. There's events all across the country every year. I mean, ask people, network with people, get with somebody that's been in the industry for years in your area and talk to them. It's easy. It's simple. Just don't be afraid to ask, because, people's like, oh, it might be a stupid question, but, and I'm like, I appreciate you asking. I applaud you for asking, because
Rather
if
you ask than go out there and tear
Yes.
somebody's house up.
exactly.
mean-
So Barry said, but proactive, is that but or supposed to be proactive and careful? Okay. And have a system in place for open stores, other subject, but very important. Not sure what he meant by that. Do you get it?
I don't either, but up above it, he said never cover gas station cameras while they are open. A robber could happen, and much more.
Oh, I missed that one. All right. So anyway, I mean, the point of this podcast, and it's kind of crazy. I'm the special guest and the host. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'm a female. I can multitask. I'm sorry.
Easy
Anyway.
now.
I know. I got to be careful. I'm in a man's industry. So, you guys, just protect yourself. Be careful. If you don't know something, ask. I mean, ask people that's been in the industry. I mean, I don't care. Message me. I'll answer anything. I'm going to say that I'm going to have 100 messages on my phone in the morning. It's usually
Mhm.
25, but I'm going to have 100 tomorrow. But I don't mind answering your questions. I don't mind. And if I don't know, I know somebody that does know, and I will tell you, hey, I have never done this. I've never washed a TPO roof in my life. I've never done it,
But we'll find somebody.
but I'll find somebody that does know it, and I'll give them your number or give you their number if it's okay with them. I won't give people's phone number out without permission. But if I say, hey, give me your phone number, I'll give it to somebody that can answer you, and I'll do it. And it's just networking, just asking, just don't feel so proud that you can't ask, because at the end of the day, it's not your home that you're washing. It's not your business. It's somebody else's, and you're
Yep.
liable for that because you're the last person to touch it. And yes, Chris, he said probably 10 of the messages are from him. 100%. 100%.
We need to cut them down to about 2 a day.
Yeah. I know. It's like I wake up in the morning. I don't even get to the warehouse till after 9 because I get up, get my coffee, and then I sit there on my phone, and I've got to go through the business suite and the Facebook tags and the messengers and the text messages. And I'm just like, okay, I'm tired. I'm like, oh, wait, I still got my emails to do. Let me go through them. So, by the time I get up and have my coffee and I do all that, I get over to the warehouse probably 9:30. Not because I'm lazy, I'm in bed. No, I'm working. But if I don't do it at home, when I get to the, I don't look at my phone. I'm just done.
Yep.
So,
Guys, I hope y'all really learned something
Yeah.
tonight. And if you get a hold of this podcast later on and have any questions, you can reach out to me or Trudy, either one. You can always find us on Facebook. We're on there. Message us, shoot us a text message, screenshot of what you got going on or whatever, and we'll try to help you out the best we can.
and the next industry paint issues class is going to be at the Panhandle event. With I don't know if I'll do my own or I love last few times I've been with Jeremiah doing plant and property protection. He's got so many thrifty ideas that work. Like, you don't have to spend thousands to protect a property. What he comes up with, I'm just like, do you just act like you got a cold to go to the doctors and take the gloves and when you go to a hotel, do you just take all the hair shower caps and everything every time you go? Like, he's got some great ideas that work, and you don't have to spend thousands to do this.
I mean, the shower caps, you can probably buy them on Amazon. Probably buy a case of them for $50.
Yeah, you could probably get them cheaper from Temu, but it just take you a month to get them.
They're going out of business. I've even seen these things. Have you seen them? My wife's got some over there somewhere. They're like plastic lids, but you stretch it out. You stretch them out, stretch them out. I mean, you could get them and throw them on doorbells, on Ring doorbells and cameras and stuff.
And they're big enough that you can put them over like the lamps, the lights. Ooh, that's another thing. So down here we have those gas lights. They flames. When you get to a house and they have those, make sure they turn them off and you wait for them to get cold before you start spraying. Because you spray cold water on hot glass, what's going to happen?
It's probably going to pop.
Oh, yeah, you're going to break some glass. We learned that the hard way. It happened once. It never happened again. So
I guess that'd be a thing where you go look at it and you bid the job and they call you back and say, yeah, you got it. When can you do it? You say, well, I'll be there Thursday. Make sure you have them lamps turned off.
Yeah. Yep. We did that. We start doing that. And if they don't, we call them like, hey, and then we learned how to turn them off. But then you have to wait for the glass to cool down because it gets hot. But there's so many little things you don't think about. You don't think about them until it's too late.
Yep.
But anyway, Panhandle event, we're going to be November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. www.panhandleexpo.com. You can get information. We're going to update it all the time because we're going to have new speakers coming in, trainers, demonstrators. We're going to add them, have new booth holders. And it is 100% Panhandle event. It's going to be us and our suppliers. So anybody we supply, if you want to come talk to General Pump, you have questions about your General Pump. It's like, I've been using General Pump for years. It started doing this. What's going on? He's going to have the answer. Sutner's usually there. Veloci's there. PSI is usually there.
Why is he over here in the back corner?
Do what?
Why is General Pump way over here in the corner?
Well, I don't know. They picked it.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured they'd pick one of them out there in the middle.
Well, I don't know. I didn't pick it for him. Gosh, nag me like my husband does. What's wrong with you?
Lord. We're gonna
But
talk.
anyway, yeah. All right, you talk to him. I'll give you the direct number. I got it. Anyways, if I can't talk him into it, I don't know if you can. But anyway, um, guys, make sure you register. It's going to be an epic event. We're going to have shootouts. We're going to have our pump manufacturers, our gas roof pumps doing shootouts. We're going to have other people. They're going to sign up for these things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be educational, informational. And it's going to cost them how much, Anthony? How much is it going to cost them?
$1.99.
Oh, Shane said $1.99.
$1.99. Almost free.
Almost free, yeah.
The event's free.
Yes.
It will cost you your room.
Yes, just your way to get there and your food, but the information and education that we have at this free event it's priceless. If you've talked to anybody that's been to one of these, they will tell you that I was scared to start my business. I was scared to move forward, and I went there and I got so courageous. I got so much information. I'm so stoked, and they went out and did it. And they're doing it. They quit their full-time job, not telling you to quit your full-time job until you have clients lined up, but it happens. What do you do, Bubba? Oh God.
Oh,
Attacked by the dog. But anyway, sign up. It's free for you. Our suppliers and Panhandle paid for it. You're not required to buy anything. You're not required to do anything except for learn and get the information that you need and network with your fellow washers, because that's where I learn most of my stuff.
yep. I love it. I can't wait November. CETA's coming up in October.
October, I'm not sure the dates. I think it's 13th.
8th and 11th is what I got.
Okay, that's probably it. I'm just here. I'm in Yogi Bear Campground. I don't
Orlando.
have my notes. So, yeah, so it's we're 3 weeks after them. But they're in Orlando. They're in Orlando this time. Last time they were in Reno. That was fun.
Yeah.
But I lost my husband all the time, and somehow I keep getting free weeks and cash to go back to Reno. I don't know why they do that. I know why they do that.
You know, if you come back to spend that money.
Mm.
Yep.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, that's the show, and thank you for being with us.
Oh,
And if you
think
didn't-
we could get a Dunkin' booth and get Shane in the Dunkin' booth and charge
I
$1.
tried to find a dunk booth. We can't find any in Florida. You need to look at where you're at.
Hey, can I yell butt naked hose?
I already talked about the butt naked host.
Butt naked hose.
Do you want to be on there?
No, he may be butt naked.
Okay, there's like shows over. It's butt naked hoe time. They're shots, people. They're shots.
It's 9:05.
Clean humor.
Wow, I don't know what they were doing outside when I was in here working. Apparently having fun.
The glasses are outside.
Anyway, guys, make sure the GoFundMe, support our fellow washers. If when you get in a bad spot, you'd want them there for you, to be there for them. And then sign up for any event. It doesn't have to be our event. Just get educated, get information. Let's just
I did.
learn
River.
And if you don't know, don't be afraid to ask. You can reach out to me anytime.
So guys, I hope everything was educational on that.
How about that? I'm going, yeah, y'all get you.
Get over the Panhandle Power Wash Supply Store, order all your parts, shirts, hats, any kind of swag. Get down marketing it, Alana. Great shirts, some of the most comfortable
Mhm.
shirts I've ever wore. I wear mine constantly all the time. I'm about ready to have to order some more. I'm about wore them out already. But anyway, get over there. That's 2 sites you can go and order your stuff, and you can look professional and wash with professional equipment. We look forward to seeing y'all.
Drinking butt naked hose for an hour. The water doesn't go down well.
All right, we're going now because I gotta.
Bye. Alana, get us out of here.